Well, hot off the heels of what has been one of the busiest weeks worth of opens, it's no doubt about it, things are starting to heat up. Stay tuned as we go through who's who in the Novak Zoo so you know exactly who to talk to. Well, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
And introducing Jonathan to the world of Morning Minutes. Is this your first Morning Minutes, Jonathan?
It is my first Morning Minutes. I've done Monday night news at Novak, but I've never done Morning Minutes, so this is the first for me.
How are the nerves?
A little bit nervous being in front of camera, but you get used to it after a while.
It's just about talking absolute dribble at times, but it does come from a good place, and we do have a lot of experience and insight to share the world, especially you, Jonathan. You're a bit of a dark horse here at Novak.
Yeah.
You have been here for quite some time, starting in property management and now in sales.
Yeah, definitely moved up the ranks from property management, which was what I came here to do. So slowly progressing to where I want to get to in real estate, and Novak's definitely helped me out to do that, which is great.
And here we are, Morning Minutes.
Yeah, here we are.
So Jono and I were discussing this morning what we want to talk about, and we thought that seeing as things are really starting to heat up out in the market across not only residential sales, but also for leasing and property management as well, we thought it would be really great to talk about the team, how it's structured, and who you need to talk to, because there are so many moving parts, moving components, and people that are working behind the scenes to get your property listed, to get you rented, or to get you into a property.
Yeah, definitely. There's a massive team here at Novak, and everybody does their parts and plays their roles in keeping everything running. We do have a massive property management section and a massive sales section as well, and commercial does also touch into that. So we definitely have a lot of team here that we'd like to go through with you guys today, just so you know pretty much what we do and what our roles here are at Novak.
So as you've started, Jonathan, in property management, good morning, Luke, do you think that maybe we should start with the whole residential renting and property management side?
Yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. We do have a massive team of property management, and we do manage about 1,600 properties.
One of the biggest property management portfolios in the Northern Beaches. We manage so many properties. We do have a very strong team here that collectively have roughly 40 years experience. So there's a lot of skill, a lot of knowledge that goes into that team. And I know from personal experience, when you're going to rent a property, you first meet someone at an open home, and then you're emailing another property manager. And then you've got somebody else looping into the equation to organize routine inspections. And then you've got somebody else coming into the picture as well to talk about things like payments or electricity, anything like that as well. Jonathan, is this normal? Is this how things are structured?
Not usually. We try and keep it to one team and one team only. So here at Novak, we've got 3 property management teams. Property managers run a team each. We've got Branko, Tina, and Cleo, and they have their own pods. So usually they try and get their own team. So they have leasing consultants who will do the open homes and try and pretty much take you through the whole process themselves, rather than making it too confusing. So that's what we do here at Novak, and we try and make it as simple as possible, because we do understand that it does get a bit confusing sometimes, especially having a big office that you're going to have different people touching on different subjects, and it's going to make you a bit confused of who to contact.
Absolutely. And like Luke has just said, there is it's been broadcast all across the news. There is a massive rental crisis at the moment. And with regards to what's happening with rent numbers on the Northern Beaches, I know we've touched on this before, but summer has notoriously been one of our busiest times. And while it was a little bit slow over Christmas, people were kind of sleeping, things have definitely picked up. Rental pricing has increased, and the demand is definitely there. We do have so many people coming through our rental homes, and that's where you will meet our rental leasing consultants who will nurture you, give you information about the property, advise you of everything that you need to know about that property, the lease term, the price, and any other material facts you might need, and then hand you over to the property management team.
Yep.
So Jonathan, around this time, what do you think last year versus this year we've seen in this rental market? Just to keep it hot off the fresh of what Luke was asking.
Yeah. Okay. So the rental market last year definitely wasn't as strong as it is now. The interest rates are obviously going up, which has a massive impact on landlords, and pretty much not forcing them, but putting them in that direction to have to put up their rent in order to pay their mortgage off, just due to the interest rates going up. And it's becoming a higher demand in rental properties at the moment due to pretty much people wanting to move closer to the beach. Little things like that people are actually having higher demand towards 2-bedroom apartments that are close to the beach in DY. You'd find 15, 20 people coming through those open homes and pretty much fighting for the property at this point.
When you say fighting, it's not a physical fight.
No, definitely not a physical fight.
But you've seen it. It's very topical. The rental market, it's actually booming at the moment. There is a shortage of properties out there. And like Jono touched on, that could be because landlords are having to move home. They're increasing their rent. People can no longer afford where they are. Everyone wants to live by the beach in summer anyway. But we are working very closely with the Northern Beaches community to list more rental properties so that there isn't such a high demand versus, I don't even know what I was going to say there. I've lost my train of thought. Just to help with that high demand.
Yeah, definitely.
And one of the things that we do really well here is we have a business development manager, Ileana, who's been here for over 9 years. And Jonathan might be able to provide a little bit more insight into what a business development manager does. So if you're watching and you're thinking of leasing through us, or you have a property, you want to put it on the market, this is who you need to talk to. This information will be tailored to you. If you've got a property sitting vacant, get in touch with Ileana.
Yeah, Ileana's definitely amazing at what she does. There's not really many people like her that work as hard as she does. So she'll pretty much just give you all the information that you need in regards to bringing your property on with Novak, and pretty much baby you and nurse you into the process and make it really easy for you. And she'll drive the steering wheel and have you in the passenger seat basically and take you along the way. And she'll just hand you over to our property management team, who she believes, or we believe, will look after you really well, look after your property, and so.
Basically, we want to make this as smooth as possible for anyone across the board, whether you're leasing through us, whether you have a property that you've put on the market to sell, whether you're buying, or whether you have a property investment that are with our property management teams. We'll be here to make everything, like I said, as smooth as possible, this journey as seamless as possible. So we've touched on what the property management team does and how it's built up, everything from the business development manager down to the property management team, which consists of the managers, leasing consultants, assistants, and also the routine inspection managers.
Yeah, so we've got we also do the routine inspection managers, which makes it a little bit easier because we have 2 people, Carol and Farron, and they pretty much just run the show in terms of routine inspections, which makes it easier so you're not touching on different property managers for different things. So it pretty much makes it a smoother process throughout. And they basically go through the property, just make sure everything's good and in good condition, send it through to the landlord just so they have an idea of what the property looks like and make sure it's still in good condition for them.
When I hear the word routine inspections. But why do we do them, Jonathan? Why do we do a routine inspection?
So pretty much just to keep the landlord in the loop of what's going on, because obviously within a 12-month period, you're not going to really see what your property looks like if we don't do a routine inspection. So you've got 12 months of having a lease in place that you're not actually going to be able to go into your property or see anything to do with your property for 12 months. And 12 months is quite a long time to not actually know what's going on. So we do that just so you have an insight of what's going on in the property, if there's anything that needs to be fixed, anything that needs to be replaced, so you have an idea, just in case the tenants aren't cooperating with us what's wrong, then we can go in and find the issues for you just so you can fix them quicker.
You're like a beacon of knowledge here this morning, Jonathan. I can't get a word in edgewise. So I think we've covered the property management team. So who's who in the zoo? Look, you'll meet someone at an open home. They'll take your details, loop you in with your application form. Then you'll be in touch with your property manager, who will basically oversee your whole tenancy. And then we'll also loop you in with the inspection managers as well to organise those routine inspections. So in a nutshell, that's the who's who in the property management zoo.
Yeah.
Should we scoot on into the residential sales side of things, Jono?
Yeah, sounds good. So we've got quite a big sales team as well. I believe there's 9 agents. So we've got a few teams that kind of work together. We've got Mark and Lisa, and Lisa's working alongside Michael Silich, who has me and ZANTHANY alongside them as their assistants. Then we've got Billy, who's just turned on to his own little journey. He's become his own agent now. And we've got Stefan there as well, who is also working in the commercial team as well.
Well, basically, I think the beauty about working in Novak is we are one big team, and as much as one agent has a listing, we are all there to help and to support. So if you have a listing through us, it wouldn't be uncommon for another agent to show your property, to deal with any inquiries, and to help you on that journey as well.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously we do see a lot of inquiries coming through for properties, and if sometimes somebody's not here or somebody's away, then another agent will help out, which is a great thing about being here. So it's pretty much a big team environment, and we'll help out each other, which is good.
And so moving from property management to sales, Jono, what do you love about sales?
It's definitely a lot different. It's a lot more high pace and not as more so in property management. We're doing more repairs and things like that. So now it's more moving towards the high pace, kind of helping people, making it a smooth process throughout the sales process, which is pretty challenging, to be honest, because there's definitely lots going on all the time, especially when you've got lots of listings coming on at the same time. But it's been a really smooth process. I've had a really good team to help me through it, which is great, and I'm gathering knowledge every day. So. Oh,
good. I think the beauty of, or the difference and the beauty of property management versus residential sales is, whereas with residential sales, there aren't as many moving components that you need continuously, whereas property management, you really need to communicate the leasing, the inspections, the maintenance, the repairs. That's a continual ongoing thing. Whereas with sales, there aren't as many moving components continuously like that. So that's one big difference with property management, where you will be dealing with a lot of agents throughout Novak versus the sales. You won't necessarily have to talk to as many different people or be looped in with as many different agents as well.
Exactly.
I think that's a bit of a rundown with the sales and leasing side of things. Yeah. Look, there are a lot of other teams behind the scenes that probably don't get enough light, inclusive of the media team. And then we also have our lovely receptionist, Angus, on top of the accounts heroes as well that do work here. And I feel like we can touch on that next week, Jono, what they go through as well.
Yeah, and we do also have the commercial team here as well. It does a great job with doing all the sales and leasing there as well.
So who's who in the Novak Zoo? We've got a big zoo here. There are a lot of people to talk to, but rest assured, whether you call us day, night, we're available 24/7. Someone will answer your call. We'll loop you in with the correct people. And like we touched on before, we're here to help, and we want this to be as smooth as possible. Yeah, exactly. The team here at Novak is obviously always here to help. And we do have such a large team, so there's always someone there to help you, which is great. And we're all here as a massive team and here to help out. And final shout out, like we've mentioned with our business development manager, if you do have a property sitting out there, now is the time to think about listing it for a rental property with Novak. There is a massive rental crisis that is being reported. And by crisis, I mean there's just a really high demand at the moment. So now would be a really good time to consider getting in touch and getting a property in our property management portfolio. Definitely. I think that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
See ya.